So I'm so excited to share this. I'm fresh out of the shower. I don't even want to go do my hair and finish getting ready for the day before I share this because it was such an amazing experience for me that I thought I've got to share this and let other people have some fun with this too. So what I was thinking about was, oh, how can I do some more energetic self-care to help, support me and support my goals this year and some of the things that I'm wanting to do. And while I was in the shower, I was reflecting on my hair. I've been having some challenges with my hair, and the thought that came to mind was like, take a minute right now and do some energy work on your hair. And I'm like, well, what does that even look like? So I just quietly tuned in myself, and the thought that came to mind was I had just put some conditioning rinse on my hair, and I was letting it sit. It's 1 to 2 minutes, and the thought that came to my mind, and it was really powerful and really strong, was put a mango mask on your hair. And I thought about that, and I thought, if you were to take fresh mangoes and puree them or whatever, and then spread them all over your hair and then let it sit. People do that with avocados, like all kinds of things, right? And that can have some benefit for your hair. And for whatever reason, the benefit that my hair needs is somehow contained in mangoes. And I got really excited. So I did. I just like kind of really tuned into myself, closed my eyes, and I just imagined having this amazing mango mask that I was able to just like put up over my hair. And I even though I still had the cream rinse in my hair, I was like massaging it in. And I was taking in what that experience is, and I was going to say would look like, but I was in it as though I am it. And so like I was perceiving what it smelled like, and what it felt like on my scalp, and like the hairs in, my individual hairs, how were they responding, and it was just really amazing. And so I want to walk you through this, so you can, take a minute and do this for you. So take a deep breath and turn inward, and it's that letting go, and there's this still place within you, and look for that still place within you. And some of you might find it here in your heart area, some of you might find it like lower down in your torso, or honestly it's like some of you might find it up in your head space. We're all unique in that way. Find your zero center still point place and take a deep breath. And once you've connected to that still point place, and we're going to do this for hair just because you could do it for all kinds of things, but we're going to focus on your hair experience just to kind of give you a taste of it. And so focus on, what would my hair ask for? Like if you were asking, it's like, what would you like? And just that still point place, and just imagining, it's like, what would your hair desire? Like maybe it shows up as a picture, maybe it shows up as a smell, or it's just as a knowing. Maybe it shows up as a word in your mind or something. It might be avocado. That was what I mentioned a minute ago. It could be olive oil. It could be, it could be clay. It could be rainwater. It could be salt water. It could be just raspberries, strawberries. It could be any fruit. It could, in theory, it could be anything. It's what is it that your hair would call for. And so try not to have any judgments on that. It's like if it's asking for pureed kale, don't be freaking out. Just my sense is that it's going to ask for something that you would actually like. But if it doesn't, try to, have no judgments on that, and just, so now have this feeling of what it is. And so you can see, just appearing before you, like divine, magical support kind of a thing. Like, okay, your wish is granted kind of thing, just like this bowl of puree of this puree to be able to put on your hair. And so you put it in your hair, and rub it in. And for me, I was like bringing my head hairs up and like kind of twirling it and then massaging it in, massaging it into to the scalp and just breathing it in and and just letting it be and letting it sit and letting that energy of that beautiful thing being called for, just letting that soak into me, soak into my hair, soak into my being. And I invite you to notice, what are you feeling? And for me, like, I'm feeling this childlike happy energy, like it's almost like this bouncy excited energy, and it's like this fruity smell that just has me just absolutely giddy and just optimistic and excited. um I feel like there's like this tingling. Like I would associate it like as a tingle that comes when you put like peppermint or something like on your skin and it kind of has that tingle. Well, it's like there's no mint in mango, and yet there it feels like there's like this tingling sensation in my scalp, and there's just this like soaking in, and like it like in my in my mind's eye, it's like I can see my strands of hair like kind of plumping, like they're soaking in this stuff that they need that I'm not giving access to, or that I don't have access to somehow in another way. And so it's like the strands of the hairs are just like plumping up, and it's like, oh, that's so awesome. I hadn't noticed that, or um something else that it feels like is, it feels like the roots of my hairs, that in that plumping up, that the roots become stronger and more connected, and like it just has this, like my hair just feels like it's getting stronger, and it's happier, and it's like the volume, I guess, would maybe, that's that plumping up kind of a feeling. And so and I know for me, when I was in the shower doing this, I actually had to make a, like, I had to imagine the drain of my shower before I could rinse out this energetic, you know, poultice or like mask for my hair. I had to imagine in my drain of my shower something that would not clog it up, because like there's something in me that's like, oh no, it's like if I really did this, I would like cause problems with my plumbing in my bathroom. And so I'm like, well, I don't even have to have this as a worry, even though it's not even real. I can just do this. So it's like, oh well, because of this is, energetically, I can have like a drain where it's specifically made so that there's a special first drain that collects all of the like the meat of the mask, and it strains and lets the water drain through clear, so that I can then just, take that out, and it doesn't cause any backups in my bathtub. So for me, it was just, oh, I noticed that there was this other thing that I needed to support myself in having this and being able to receive it fully without any anxiety or concern. And so then I was able to go in and just rinse it out, and I just felt that on my body, and just like as that's being rinsed out, it just feels so good. And it's just like this feeling of like, wow, it just set my day right. And another idea I had was, you could have used like rose petals. Maybe there's flowers that you're drawn to, and you could imagine that there's like this neat poultice made up of or this mash of sorts, the mask made up of these different petals that you can smooth into your hair and just wear as a mask. And then I thought, well, wait a second. It's like, if I can do this with my hair, I can do this with like my whole body. I can imagine like a soaking bath, or like what would be considered a detox bath, and what would I soak in? What would I be in? Like, I've got one client right now that I'm working with that is having some issues, and I thought, oh wow, I can like hold him like as is being like in a soak of seawater, because there's something about the seawater that's um like a pure seawater. Because I mean, I know that, things that we believe and stuff, we might need to make some additions to it, like maybe there's a belief that, oh, the seeds are like they're polluted and so I couldn't do that. It's like, well, but you could like imagine it's like, oh, there's this pristine area that's protected and it's not polluted by man anywhere, and so you can use that seawater. So if there's any concerns, like you're drawn to something but then something kicks in and your mind's like, oh, but there's this feeling coming up. It's like, okay, well, what's the feeling coming up and why? How can you make an adjustment with what it is that you're being drawn to be able to receive it? Because so many times, one of the biggest reasons why we don't have the health that we have, or that we desire, or get the support that we are looking for and want, is because of the blocks that we put up for it, because of belief systems and training and experiences that we've had in the past. But that's a whole other thing. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. I thought that it was just too yummy and juicy to like keep to myself, and I didn't want it to get lost, 4 months away, and when you could have it now. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that. And so go and experiment with that, and for your hair, for your body, for whatever it is, just that's a self-care that can take 5 minutes or less, that can support you on all levels in your healing journey, in your living journey, in just your everyday life. And it doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't require, like, you can be sick and recovering and not have to expend physical energy for something to benefit you. And let this benefit you, and let this be healing and supportive for you, because you deserve to be supported and thrive. And so until next time, go and play with this, and enjoy it, and leave comments like, what did you use? What was your experience? I would love to hear about what your experience was, um, and what you noticed in the coming days and months. Maybe if you do this over a long term, I'm gonna like actually set an alarm for myself. This is something I'm gonna do to support myself daily, and so I'm gonna like keep a record of it, and so probably come back in a little while and say, hey, this is what I found, this is what I noticed, to share. But feel free to leave a comment, and just go and play with this and have fun. So till next time, love you.